All right. So this is a little topic I wanted to get into. Somebody brought up on Facebook while they were doing class, Facebook Live, and they brought up that Deuteronomy 23 uh, was speaking of the Syrians. They said it was a clerical error. So when we go down to it, and we check this out, we want to see what they're talking about. Deuteronomy 23 and verse 7. It says, "Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou wast a stranger in his land." So brothers say, well, thou shalt not abhor Edomite isn't talking about the actual Edomites. It's a clerical error. And they say that to justify why they're going out to camp, speaking about Esau all day, when really the ultimate problem in the black community is black people themselves. Yes, black people themselves. They broke the laws, they broke the statutes, they broke the commandments, so that's why they're in the hell they're in. Um, if you go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, matter of fact, let's just go there like this. It tells you in verse 1, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations." So it's telling you that if you what? Hearken diligently and to observe to do all his commandments, then he will set you on high. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Now, when you jump down to verse 15, it says, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." All right. And it says, "Cursed shall thou be in the city, cursed shall thou be in the field." And we know that's what that's talking about. No matter where you go, city or out in the country, hey, you're going to be cursed. Okay. Because really, when you go into the New Testament, when it talks about the seed falling on the field, and it tells you the field is the world, it's cursed wherever you go in this world. All right, Israel? So, jumping back, we got to understand that, look, you're cursed because of yourself not keeping the commandments. You're not because of the white man. The white man is basically a servant of the Most High, just like Nebuchadnezzar was. When you read the book of Jeremiah, Nebuchadnezzar was a wicked, evil man. Okay, but he came to do the will of the Most High, which is what? To hand out the physical punishment on earth to all the Israelites that were what? Idolaters. Okay, so when you go out to camp, you should not be wasting your precious pearls on the swine. Oh, he saw this, he saw that. He saw all damn day long. Okay? All day long. All right? Claiming that you're doing the work. That's not even half the work that you should be doing. All right? You should be relieving the sick and giving to the poor. All right? Now, I already know you guys going to say, "Oh, who's the poor? Is it the brother?" Look, we can get into that another video. All right? We can get into that another video. But let's go back to Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 7. And let's see what this clerical error, if it exists in this verse. So you can use the Nelson Concordance, or we can use the Blue Letter Bible. And brothers, if you can take a picture and post this at the bottom in the comments that to prove that there was a clerical error, then hey, I will look at it and study and acknowledge it. Okay? But let's click and see. So thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. Edomai. All right? Edomai. H130. So that word is H130. Okay, let's click on it. Edomite. Edomite. Okay? Edomite, or descendants or inhabitants. Edomite. All right? Edom, the son of Isaac and Jacob, elder twin brother. Okay, more often called Esau, a descendants of Edom, i.e., the nation of. All right, bam. Where's it at? Okay, where is he not called an Edomite? Your answer's right here, sir. In 2 Kings chapter 16, verse 6. It says, at the time Rezin, king of Syria, recovered Elath to Syria and drave the Jews from what? Elath. And the Syrians came to Elath and dwelt there unto this day. All right, now that's then right here, the same H130 is what? Back to Edomites. So all the H130s is right here. That word Edomite, but the only time it changes is right here in 2 Kings 16 and 6. But when you jump up, we already know that I clicked on the word Edomites in Deuteronomy, what? In Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 7, it does not say clerical error on that word, okay? In the concordance. It's the right word, okay? Now, you taking stuff and adding it on, and to pay attention to the spelling. Edom, Edom, I, okay? All right, Edomites. Edomites, 11 times. One time it calls them Syria. All right. The brothers try to say that in Deuteronomy 23, verse 7. Oh, it's actually talking about the it's talking about the Syrians because Bethuel was a Syrian. Okay. Bethuel came from Terah, okay, which was Abraham's father. All right. He came from him. He came from that bloodline. You know, you can make up everything you want. So you can have the green light to act like an idiot on the streets. But hey, brothers, it's not talking about the Syrian, okay? And by the way, the Syrians had your ass in captivity too, once upon a time, along with the Assyrians, okay? But we'll go into that another day, all right? So when you jump down to 2 Kings 16 and 6, all right, you click on the word, and it says what? At that time, it says what? It's calling the Syrians. Look, at that time, Rezin, king of Syria, so king of Syria, Aram. Okay? Aram recovered Elath to Syria. All right, now it says Edomai. All right, Edomai. Let you know that the word Edomai is supposed to be right here to the Syrians. Okay, let's continue to go on. And drave the Jews from Elah, and the Syrians, so Aramai. Now, okay. So now you have this what? Syrian one time mention. Aramite, Syrian, Kathib, Edomite. Okay, Arami, a clerical error for H130, and Edomite, as in the margin, Syrian. Okay, so this word is not supposed to be there. It says 2 Kings, an incorrect reading for which it stands in related entry. One time there's a clerical error because it's not supposed to say Syrian. It's supposed to say Edomite. But the Most High did that on purpose. Remember, you got to be able to have the spirit of understanding that, look, although it's this clerical error, do I really understand the history? Because really what this is telling you that Esau moved up into the land of Syria. That's all this is telling you. He didn't remain in Petra, which is south by where Sodom and Gomorrah was at, south of Israel, southeast of Israel, in the caves. He came about the caves and moved up into Syria. Okay? That's all this is telling you. All right? So that H130, I showed you earlier, that is an Edomite. It's not a Syrian. Okay? One time. Brothers is running with this and trying to put this in Deuteronomy 23 and verse 7. No, it's not. It's actually what? Edomite. That's why it says root word, etymology. A clerical error for what? Edomites. All right. So it does say, "Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother." All right. So the Most High is basically telling you that what you should do and what you shouldn't be doing. Okay. What you should do and what you shouldn't be doing. Let's go back. Let's see. Let's check out this word. You shouldn't be walking around bearing hatred to where you acting silly and you can't control your anger. It says to abhor, be abominable, do abominably, to be abhorred, be detested. All right, and in the ethical sense, in the ritual sense, to loathe, abhor, regard as an abomination, to cause to be an abomination. All right, so only thing you should be utterly abhorrent is idols. And he did very, listen, look at this. 1 Kings chapter 21, verse 26. And he did very abominably in following idols. Okay? So thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. You shouldn't be doing anything abominably towards an Edomite. It's not your job. Okay? It's not your job. Your job is to what? Be at peace with all men. Not having anger, because the scripture says what? The anger rests in the bosom of fools. How can you be productive in society when you're going up against the white man, and that's why the police is coming up to your camp arresting your ass because you're not following the law, statutes, and commandments? All right? The most scriptures tell you Christ handled Esau alone, by himself. He's coming back with the angels, celestial angels, not with you, celestial angels. Okay? And this scripture says there was none to help him. All right? So it's not your job. Your job is to what? Go and preach to the lost sheep. The lost sheep. That's your job. The apostles and the 12, and I'm not saying the 12, that's including Judas, they did not go out searching for Esau. Oh, Esau, let's set up camp right here in Times Square and teach Esau. Now, certain places, that's you people need to set up in their own hood and then move to other hoods and then move to where you know that where Israel's at. Not sitting here trying to talk about Esau all day. You do that in private. Okay? If you want to talk about Esau, you do that in private. All right? Not sitting there, Esau, you got a question? You got a question? Because you's the damn. Stop all that madness. Let your speech be with salt. Okay? So at the end of the day, I just wanted to do a quick little video about this and show you that there was no, that clerical error basically shows you that the Edomite was, by the way, actually an Edomite. But anyways, let me move on to another scripture. Let's go to Lamentations. All right, chapter 4. Let's go to verse 21. Let me end this right here. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked. All right. So, Edom, all right, H123. Okay. That dwellest in the land of Uz. Uz. Okay. What's the land of Uz? Wooded. He dwelt in the land of where? Aram, the son of Aram and the grandson of Seth. Okay. Son of Nahor, an Edomite, son of Dishon, the grandson of Seir. The country of Job, east of the sea, southeast of the Palestine, somewhere in Arabian. All right. So that's that place. But guess what? Uz is the son of Aram. Who's Aram? We already showed you that Aram is Syrian. All right. Aram is Syrian. Okay. To prove that more, Genesis 10 and 23. In the children of Aram, Uz. Okay. First time it's mentioned it, because this goes in order. The first time it is mentioned is right here. Uz. All right. Who is Aram? Aram is the Syrians. Okay. So without further ado, I don't need to really go into no more. These are the facts. Okay. These are the facts. If brothers got something else they like to show, go ahead and post in the comments. But at the end of the day, we got to keep our minds sharp. We have to keep our mind on the Most High, and we can't have hatred. If you're gonna have hatred towards the wicked stuff that your brother is doing. Letting Esau kiss your feet. Drunk derelict fools. You want your foot kissed, but you breaking all kind of laws. Even when you're at camp with idols, not listening to Paul when he says not to have your head covered. You want to go ahead and say, "Oh, it's the crown of the head." It's your whole head, clown. It's your whole head. Okay. But brothers don't want to. Brothers don't understand what a head covering is. It's also a bandana. All right. A head covering is also a bandana. It covers parts of your what? Head. Your beard is a part of your what? Head. Okay. Your head doesn't end until it gets to the neck. All right. So we'll go into that another day. But I just wanted to capitalize on the garbage that's being spewed out in Israel. Shalom.